Alright, so here's our ingredients for caramel popcorn. There's your sugar. We're going to need 2 cups of that, 2 cubes of butter. There's the flavor oil, which is caramel from Watkins. There's other brands out there. I just use this one. I like it. And baking soda and vanilla. And you might be thinking, what's the garbage bag for? Well, that's a fresh, brand new garbage bag that I'm going to use after I pop all the popcorn with my air popping machine. And it's going to go into that turkey roaster. It takes about 6 to 8 quarts of popcorn to make this recipe. It's really good. Here we go. Welcome to another installment of Uncle Dick's Kitchen. Today we're going to make caramel popcorn, and it's a recipe that I've been using for a lot of years, and everybody seems to like it. One of the precautionary tales that I like to bring up when I talk about this is stuff is sugar and butter and a couple of other little ingredients. You're going to boil it on the stove, and it's going to get very hot, and sugar will stick to your skin, and it will burn you really, really bad. So you want to be really cautious about how you handle this stuff. And what we've got here is my air popper. I use an air popper because I don't want to put up with popping it in a pan on the stove. It makes it a lot easier, plus it pops it up pretty good. And I don't endorse products, but if you've ever been to a street fair or something like that and bought some of that kettle corn, they use a really high mushroom type of popcorn, and it's really hard to get it from them. But I have found this stuff is really good. It's called mushroom popcorn, and it is called Amish country popcorn. I've had real good success with this as far as the big fluffy kernels of popcorn. So this is what I use now, and I really enjoy it. Like I said, I don't endorse products very often, but that's what that's all about. I'm going to start this popcorn. I got 2 cubes of butter over here. I got my 1 cup here, sugar, and then my other ingredients that go in at the end. There's a little bit of cooking time involved in this. Not because it takes so long to prepare. Popcorn cooks quick, the caramel comes up in 5 minutes. But we're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to keep it warm for about half hour, 45 minutes. It all determines on how well it cooks. So here we go, caramel popcorn. Yep, she's a noisy little sucker. So here's my popcorn, and just kind of a size reference. This is really good size popcorn stuff here. That's why I like the Amish country stuff. It just pops up real nice. But there is the byproduct of the ones that get past the old air popper. That's what the garbage bag is for. Hope it gets them all. So you take a clean garbage bag. Right, and you take all of this popcorn. You're just going to put it right inside the bag. Just like this. Not all of it made it. The dog will get those. And just cinch up the bag like this. All good there. You don't want to smush the bag or break the popcorn, but roll it around like this makes a lot of those kernels go down to the bottom. Works pretty good. So I've transferred all my popcorn back into the roasting pan. And this is why I do that. That's not all old maids and stuff, but it's little broken pieces of popcorn too. And that's why I shake that back and forth. It gets a lot of it out. No guarantee there ain't some in there, but it gets a lot of them out. And I can still use the garbage bag. Getting ready to get the caramel sauce going here. Butter is melting. The way I do this is I get the butter about 3/4 of the way melted. Then I'll add the 2 cups of sugar. We bring that up to a boil, and 5 minutes we boil this. Then we'll add the final ingredients at the very end when we turn the heat off. So that's going. Okay, that's melting down real good now. Here goes one of the first cups of sugar. Then I'll put the next one in. So there's my 2 cups of sugar, my 2 cubes of butter. And I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And one of the things you got to remember about sugar, sugar will burn. So you want to constantly stir this while you're making this. And watch it when it starts turning towards a caramel color. You got to turn down your heat a little bit. That's fine. But just keep it to a rolling boil for 5 minutes. And we'll set the timer up on that too. Oven's already warmed up to 250 degrees. That's part of this process. Throughout the first part of the cooking process of this, you want to watch it because you want it to boil. It's just now starting to get there for 5 minutes. And you want to make sure that it doesn't start turning too dark brown. You want it just a little bit brown, not a lot. Some of the stuff that you're going to put in here, the vanilla and the caramel seasoning flavoring, is going to make it a little bit browner too. The sugar will burn. So you just sit here and watch it and you stir it. Keep it from getting too nasty. We're getting close to our 5-minute stage here. As soon as that center starts rolling, and there it comes, we'll set that timer for 5 minutes. And start. Here we go. So there we are. We got 2 minutes left on this. It's boiling really good. And one of the things that I forgot was I forgot to put the 1/2 cup of white Karo syrup in this. So remedied that. So we'll go over the ingredients at the end. But you're just stirring this, and it's just boiling away there. It's candying up. And when that timer goes off, the rest of the ingredients go in. I got everything already. I got my dry ingredient first, which is my baking powder, or baking soda, I'm sorry. The wet will go in that 1/2 teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon of the imitation caramel flavor. Looking good. Smells good. So when I put the final ingredients in, I take it off the heat. Now I'll put them liquids in there, and they're going to splatter and bubble. So you just put it in quick and pull your hand back. It won't get on you. And there you go. There's the baking soda, the caramel flavoring, and the vanilla all in there, all at once. And keep it all nice and stirred up. And it's kind of hard with one hand. And there's our popcorn, and we bring this in. And it's going to go right over the popcorn, just like that. And then you got that wooden spoon there. We're going to scrape that out of the pan, and we're going to make sure we coat this popcorn up real good. And you're just going to stir this in. Try not to break too much of it. It's really hard to do because you just got to dig in there and get all them kernels that aren't coated and bring them into the mix. You can see why I didn't have the pan overflowing with popcorn. It just makes it impossible to stir. So we're getting this all covered, nice and coated and everything. Now when this gets all coated, we're going to stick it in the oven. It keeps it warm, pliable, and you can stir it around some more. But it also helps with the baking soda that's added in this. It makes it crystallize. So it's not a gooey caramel popcorn. It's crystal. crisp. That's what I like about it. I love caramel popcorn, I love kettle corn, but this is the best recipe that I've ever come across in home. It's really simple, it's really hot stuff. You don't see me reaching out to grab those. Everything's getting good and coated. I wish I had one of them tumbler machines. That'd be really nice. I just pour all that stuff in there, let it tumbler and coat everything real good. This is the way I do it because this is what I got. Alrighty. Now, that's all good and coated. In the oven, 15 minutes, 250 degrees. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's good. I already tasted some of it. I know it's in the oven there baking and stuff. But that's why I call it baked caramel popcorn, is because you do put it in the oven for anywhere from a half hour to 45 minutes. It doesn't do anything to it, but keep the coating loose, pliable enough that you can keep turning it in the roaster and coating more pieces. Works out really well. Here's the ingredients and the recipe. You got to take 2 cubes of butter, melt them almost all the way down. 2 cups of white sugar, put that in with the butter, melted butter. Half a cup of white Karo syrup. Bring that to a boil for 5 minutes. Then remove from the heat. It takes 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of the imitation maple flavor oil, and a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. You put that in there, that liquidy vanilla and the caramel flavoring stuff is going to start making that stuff splatter. Like I said, be careful with it. It's really hot, molten lava type stuff. It'll turn it a lot darker brown, and when you took it off of the heat, you just keep stirring it in. Try to get it moved and put in as quick as you can, and come over and pour it across the top of your popcorn. Then start mixing it in. Once you've got it good and coated and everything, stick it in that 250 degree oven. 15 minutes on the timer. Pull it out. Stir it again. Put it back in another 15 minutes. When you bring it out that second time, if you're happy with it, you're done. You think you can get it a little bit better? Put it in another 15 minutes. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. When it comes out of the oven, total, you let it cool, and it gets crisp. It's like a butter brittle type of crispness. It'll crunch in your mouth. You'll really like it. Timer. Pop this down. Looks good. Putting the lid on. This thing's been in here for 15 minutes. It's an aluminum pan. I'm sure it's at 250 degrees by now. I'm just going to do this little bit of turn. Stir it up. Looking down at the bottom there for any big old globs of caramel coating or any pieces that don't look like they're covered. And at this stage, when it's been in the oven like this, it's sticky, it's tacky. It's not crisp like we want it. But this is how the process goes. Now put this back in there for another 15 minutes. And the way this is looking, that's probably going to be the end of it right there. Minutes. There it is. 30 minutes. Drop this down. There it is. Looks good. Now I'm not going to put this back in the oven. I am going to give it another stir here. Just break it up a little bit. I'm not transferring it out of the pan. I'm leaving it in the pan. Let it cool a little bit. Aluminum pans cool really quick. Not real quick, but they do cool pretty quick. And this is going to crystallize. The sugar on this is going to crystallize, and it will solidify in this pan. That's why I want to make sure I break it up a little bit before I walk away from it for cooling, because I want to be able to come and get this stuff out in nice, even little kernels. Of course, you like it when you reach in there and grab that great big old hunk of it. So there it is, caramel popcorn. Like I said, be very cautious of this sauce that goes on it, caramel sauce, because molten sugar, very hot. Second degree burns really quick, so you don't want to get the stick on you. It's holiday season, and this is a nice little treat to put out on the table, have around the house, even make up for baskets, gift baskets. People really like it. You can put nuts in it. You can get all kinds of different types of flavoring. I like coconut with flaked coconut in it. I like caramel with peanuts or cashews or almonds. There's just so many different flavors that you can find. Watkins makes a product, Crescent makes a product. Just whatever you think you like, and do the ratios that I showed you on the video. When this cools, I'll show you the process of taking it out and bagging it up, because you'll hear it go snap. That's what I like about it. And there it is. It's all cool to the touch now. Now listen. Hear how crunchy that is? It's still a little warm down in the center of that. Crunchy. I like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And do try this if you love caramel corn. You'll love this stuff. This is wonderful. All right, y'all have a good day.